Right, so the movie that I chose to do was Coco Chanel and Igor Stravinsky, which was filmed in 2009 by Jan Cohen. And so the movie is based upon the biography of how Coco and Igor kind of formed a love connection. But before watching this movie, I did some prior research, and there is no hard evidence that proves that they had an affair. There was a lot of allegations, and yes, he did live in her house for a certain period of time, but there was just no hard evidence about them having an affair. So this movie, I would not say is reliable in that sense, but this movie does hold key aspects. So what I got from this movie is Coco Chanel holds the visuals, whereas Igor Stravinsky holds the music aspect. And you really see that throughout the movie, because of course Igor is a huge composer and Coco Chanel is a designer. And when you think of when you think of just Coco Chanel, you think of just like this amazing designer and all that she's accomplished. But you couldn't say that this movie is a biography, because when you think of a biography, you think of a person's life. You think of the time when they were born, and for Coco, you think of how she made her mark in the fashion world. And you don't really see that in the movie, even though there are certain aspects where they talk about how they came up with her perfume in the scene where it was, I think it was an hour and 13 minutes. And it's a very famous thing because she talks about her world famous Chanel No. 5 perfume, and if you know Chanel perfumes, that's the most common known. And then you also hear about Igor and his music, and that's actually how they met, because Chanel went to one of his plays, and you see that in the first scene of the movie, and it's at 11:51 when Coco is sitting in on his performance, and you see just the crowd isn't giving the best reaction, but there's this shot where it's just a close-up of Coco's face, and you can just see in her emotions that she's really enjoying Igor's work, and that's essentially how she started to fall in love with him, but not only him, his work, and which is why Igor holds the music aspect of this movie. And so what happens is Igor and Chanel meet up, and Chanel offers her place for Igor to stay so he can work on his music, because she is a big fan. And what happens is at 50:38, there's a very powerful scene where they're both in Chanel's house, and he's working by the piano, and she comes by, and he teaches her a few keys, and with that, he puts his own music spin on it, and you can see it's just this like beautiful piece, and at this whole time it's a diegetic scene, because you see them playing the music, and in the music, and when they're playing the music, it's in the scene, so you can tell it's diegetic. And basically what is happening is in that scene you can kind of tell that they're forming a love connection, essentially, and then it just keeps going until they actually start having a full-on affair. But in that scene, you see their connection for the first time, which is why it's such a powerful scene, and which is why many consider it to be the big biography of how their love kind of happened. But then again, like I said before, it's only a biography of their relationship. It's not a biography of who they are and why they chose their career paths that they did, which is why I don't believe that this movie is considered a biography. And like I said in the beginning as well, this movie was based upon just allegations, and that's not necessarily reliable, which is why I feel that this movie cannot be considered a biography.